Hello, ladies. Happy Wednesday and welcome to another live training here in our Facebook group. Let's, as always, give Facebook a second to figure out what's going on. Okay. Boy, I always feel like my head is partly cut off. Okay, there we go. Maybe I just need to sit back a little further. I'm too close, I guess. Okay, so today we are talking about your period and your cravings. And I think that this is a big topic for a lot of people. We hear it a lot, almost to the point of being a stereotype. Like everyone just assumes if we have any kind of a craving, it's like, oh, my period's going, right? So I thought that this might be a good one to shed a little bit of light on, give you a little bit of science, and help you to understand what exactly is happening with your body. Yes, it is absolutely normal to have cravings. There is nothing wrong with you. And it just is what it is, and it's certain things that we can't control. But I am today going to give you some strategies for how to cope with it, because it's just a fact of life. It's going to happen for a lot of us. Not everybody. Everyone's different, and you'll see this throughout our live today how so many of us really are very different in this regard. So hopefully I can help you out with some tips and tricks. If you have any questions along the way, whether you're here with us live or if you're watching the replay, please feel free to go ahead and leave a comment on this video, and I will be happy to answer it and get back to you when I can. There is a guide that I made to go along with all the key points in today's live, so please also feel free to drop me a comment. Tell me guide, tell me, give me your shit, give me whatever, I don't care. Leave me a comment and I will happily get that guide over to you so you don't have to sit and try to write down all the things that I'm saying. So let's get to it. All right, so maybe this sounds familiar to you. It is the week before your period and you are hungry. You are eating how you normally eat. There's nothing unusual in your schedule or your stress levels, but you are like starving, right? But then you realize the calendar, your period is looming, it is coming close. And so then you're like, that's why. But so what if your period is coming close? Why does this impact our hunger and our cravings so much? So we can thank the hormone estradiol for all of the extra steps that we take to our refrigerator in the week leading up to our period and potentially on your period too. Or actually, maybe I should say the lack of estradiol is the reason for this. So we know that our cycle has all these phases. If you're not familiar with the phases, you need to get familiar with the phases. We got to know what's happening in our bodies, ladies. In the late luteal phase of our cycle, which starts around day 23, give or take, there is a sharp drop in estradiol in our body, the hormone estradiol, and that is what is preparing our body for our period to begin. So estradiol is, among other things in our body, it suppresses another hormone in our body called ghrelin. And ghrelin is the hormone that sends the I'm hungry signal to our brain. So when estradiol is at its highest, earlier in our cycle, like around day 7 to 23 roughly, we feel fuller faster, we feel satisfied when eating meals more quickly. But again, around day 23-ish, that starts to drop, and so when the estradiol drops, it is no longer suppressing that hormone ghrelin as easily, and so it takes much longer for our brain to get that I'm full signal to tell us that we are satisfied. So as a side note though, I do want to point out that the days that I'm saying here, like 23 days, whatever, it is based on a 28-day cycle. Now, most of us have been taught since age 12 or whatever, puberty, that a 28-day cycle is what's normal. However, the reality is that only about 13% of all women actually have a 28-day cycle. Not so normal, right? A typical range is anywhere from 21 days up to 36 days. So if your cycle falls anywhere in between 21 to 36 days, that is considered normal. So 28 just happens to fall right in the middle of it, and it happens to work really, really nicely with our 7-day-a-week calendar. So 28 is what they say is normal. Do not feel like if your cycle is not 28 days that there is something wrong. There is not. It is typical to be anywhere from 21 to 36 days. So back on track with the topic. Lots of studies have shown that women tend to eat anywhere from 250 to up to 500 more calories in the week leading up to our period. It's partly due to our cravings. It's partly due to the fact that your body is just simply burning more calories during this time, potentially upwards of 500 to 700 more calories your body is burning. So when you burn more, you tend to be hungrier. Kind of like if you've ever had a hard workout and after that hard workout, you're like, I am starving. I need to like eat the house, right? It's exact same idea. That hard workout has burned so many calories that you're hungry and you want to eat more. So the same exact idea applies in that week leading up to your period. In order to prepare for menstruation, your body is burning more calories each day, which could potentially lead you to just plain be hungrier. Remember, having a craving and being hungry are not the same thing. So burning more calories just plain makes you hungrier because your body wants and needs the energy. Having a craving for something specific is not the same as being hungry. We can be very full and not hungry at all, but still have a craving for ice cream, okay? So, in short, oh, I'm sorry, let me back up. So it's the same idea of when you have a hard workout. So now the question is, what is normal for menstruating women to crave? Basically, what it really comes down to is that nobody knows. In yesterday's truth or myth post that I put in the group, I put in there, women tend to crave carbs during their period. Is that a myth or do you think it's true? And Krista said, I tend to crave everything. And Justy was like, I pretty much definitely crave carbs. And then I think it was Hattie was like, I feel like this is true. But really, it might be true for you. However, no one really knows what women tend to crave because some studies actually showed that women tend to eat more protein on their period, which I was like, I am not that woman. Other studies have shown that women eat more carbs while others show that we eat more fats. Basically, what we know is that it's a very individual thing and it's based on you and your food preferences and your environmental effects or whatever, what's around you. Maybe even just simply what you saw on TV. A commercial made you crave something. That's not necessarily a specific thing that we tend to crave. So what we do know, however, while we have no idea what women crave besides basically everything, we do know that lower estradiol as we get into that late luteal phase of our cycle enhances whatever cravings we do have. So if your craving is something salty like chips or pretzels or whatever, then during your period, that drop in estradiol is going to enhance those cravings a lot. And then we also know that the slowdown to send the I'm full signal to your brain doesn't help matters much. And then add in the fact that we are just simply burning more calories in the week leading up to our period. And so we want to eat more. It's like the perfect storm of what the hell, right? So I'm going to give you a couple of tips to help you stay on track with your goals while on your period or leading up to your period. I'm going to give you 4. And I also do want to point out that these tips are things that we should honestly all be doing all of the time. These pieces of advice I'm about to give you are not special just because it's the week leading up to your period. It's just good habits that we should all be in that, to be real honest, a lot of us were probably not in these habits, which is why we're going to talk about it. And if you are doing them all of the time, it's going to make it more instinctual and just natural when you need it most. When those cravings hit, you are already going to be doing these things. So again, I want to mention I did make a guide that has all of this information in it. You are welcome to drop the word guide in the comments or just tell me, hey, send me the guide, whatever in the comments, and I will happily send that to you when I'm done here. So tip number 1, eat very, very slowly, okay? Sit down, relax when you eat. Try to eat away from a television or other distractions like your phone. Also, take smaller bites when you're eating and chew thoroughly. This is going to sound completely crazy, but it is recommended that we chew every bite 20 times. So next time you eat something, chew it for 20 times and pay attention to how long it takes to chew 20 times. Chewing 20 times, chewing extra, and taking smaller bites not only will help with waiting for that fullness signal to get sent to your brain, which we know is slower during our period, but also it really helps with digestion a lot. So if you tend to have digestive issues, I highly recommend slowing down your food, chewing a lot, chewing very, very slowly. Make sure you're not swallowing half-chewed food. A lot of us, particularly these days when I feel like everybody's just rushing around everywhere, or we're eager to talk in conversation, or we're just not paying attention because we're watching TV while we eat, we tend to swallow a lot of food that hasn't actually been thoroughly chewed, and that can slow down in the digestive tract. So make sure that you are taking small bites and chewing completely before you swallow. And then make sure that your meals last at least, so more than, hopefully, 20 minutes. So no scarfing down your food and running off. So if you are eating at your desk, which I tend to do a lot. Actually, I just now finished my lunch just a little bit ago, right in this spot. Don't rush to eat your food just to get back to work or whatever you have going on. At least 20 minutes, because we know that that's about the time that it takes for that I'm full signal to get to our brain. So if you scarf down your meal in 10 minutes, that signal hasn't gotten to your brain yet. You're going to still think you're hungry. You're going to continue eating. You see how that works? So slow it down, sit down, relax, no distractions, smaller bites, chew them thoroughly, and then take your time and eat a meal that lasts at least 20 minutes before you get other food. Okay, that's all number one. That was a lot in number one. Number two is sleep. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep every night. That hunger hormone, the I'm hungry hormone that I mentioned earlier, ghrelin is much stronger at times where you have not gotten enough sleep. So you might notice even outside of your period that if you haven't slept well the night before, that you are hungrier, or you're having more unusual cravings than normal, or stronger cravings than normal. That is thanks to ghrelin. So if we can get enough sleep, we can keep ghrelin at bay, because we know that during our period, our estradiol is low. It is not helping us keep ghrelin at bay. We've got to do it ourselves by making sure you aim for at least 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Next, number 3, track your body temperature. And for a while, this was actually a really easy one when I was asking my clients to track their temperature. And when we first were starting to go back to like real world after COVID, everyone was having to take their temperature before going into work or offices or school or whatever. And so this was an easy one, but we've obviously since gotten away from that. But if you track your body temperature each morning when you wake up and write it down and start to learn what is normal for you, you will notice that a rise in your body temperature, just slight, not like fever rise, right? But just a little bit of a rise in your temperature will coincide with your drop in estradiol, which means you're heading into that week leading up to your period. And that can make you more prepared to know, temperature's going up. That tells me my estradiol is going down. That means that I am likely to feel more hungry. I am likely to have some cravings. So I'm going to be more mentally prepared when it happens. It's not going to catch you off guard and next thing you know, you find yourself in the pantry, right? You're going to know that it's coming, so you can be mentally prepared for it. And not only mentally prepared for it, but you can be physically prepared for it by making sure that you have prepped things in your kitchen so that you can stay on track. Which leads us to number 4, is simply be prepared. So if you can make sure that you're meal prepping, make sure that you keep nutritious snacks on hand, whether it's clean and cut fruits and veggies, or just buying it already cleaned and cut at the store. It could be just making sure you have the healthier snacks on hand. Like I really like the low-fat popcorn, things like that, like whatever, just making sure that when you know that you're about to go to the fridge or the pantry or whatever, because these cravings are coming on, you have better options. Always, not just during the week of your period or leading up to, but always, always, always make it difficult to give in to your cravings. That might mean just simply not bringing it into your house. If it's hard, you're less likely to do it. Make the good choices easy, make the lesser good choices hard. So make it easy to grab carrot sticks or cut up strawberries, or I keep apples on my countertop. So I will go in, like, okay, it's easy to just grab an apple and rinse it under the sink and whatever, I move on with my day. So if you keep the good stuff that will help you stay on track with your goals available in front of mind and front of eyes, right? Easy to see and grab, and keep the lesser nutritious things that you don't want to be eating if you're trying to meet goals, either out of the house completely or hide them behind something. Make it hard. So meal prep, keep those nutritious snacks on hand. Eat from a smaller plate so that your eyes don't trick you into thinking you're not eating enough food. Because remember, it's going to take a good 20 minutes for that I'm full signal to get sent to our brains after that I'm hungry signal has come on. And so it's going to take a good 20 minutes for that. But if you are eating from a big plate and you've only had a few bites and you're like, I am hungry, I'm going to just put more of this on my plate now. You haven't given your body time to get that I'm full signal, and now we're overindulging in whatever it is. So smaller plate. And then finally, on the week leading up to your period, avoid buffet style restaurants so that you are not tempted to overindulge too much. Now, with all of that said, I want to give a disclaimer, because some of you might be going, this doesn't sound like the kind of thing Kristen would tell me to do, because it's kind of not. But if you are craving whatever, whether it's ice cream or chocolate or tacos, or I was talking with a client yesterday who craves Thai food. Hey man, whatever it might be, eat it. If you're craving it, eat it. But keep in mind some of the earlier tips that I just gave you. Eat it slowly. Take your time with it, chew it well, make sure you're relaxed when you eat, make sure you're aware, be prepared and be aware. So that way when you do give into these cravings, which there is nothing wrong with giving into cravings, guys, when you do give into them, you might not go completely overboard and off the deep end with it if you have followed a lot of those tips up above, okay? So remember, I have a guide that I'm happy to send you. Go ahead and ask for that in the comments and I will send that to you. And I am always looking for new topics. I actually have nothing scheduled for next week yet because I need to find a topic to speak on. So if you have ideas or questions or just things that you're wondering that you would like me to speak about, I'm begging you please to either leave that in the comments, send me a message, make a post in the group, whatever it is that you want, and I will get on that, because I always want to make sure that I am giving you the information that you actually need. I don't want to have to guess over here. So let me know what you're wondering, let me know what you need, and I am happy to oblige. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week, and make sure you drink your water, eat your protein, and go do something new this week. I'll see you later.